Hi, it's Wanda from Alanda Craft, and our Sashiko, or Sashiko, from Baby Lock has just arrived, and we're going to open the box and show you exactly what you get when you buy one of these machines. So we've taken the machine out of the box and here it is on the table. So another beautiful piece of Baby Lock engineering. So what did we get with our machine? Well, we got the power cord and the foot pedal. Now there's some spool caps, there's a quilting guide, some needles. Now this machine takes specific needles. There's a couple of screws, some extra bobbins and a cleaning brush. And these are some latch wires which are part of the needle mechanism. We also have some screwdrivers here, and look at that, they're nice, lovely, ordinary screws, not those funny flat things that you normally get with a sewing machine. We've also got a nice set of tweezers here. Then we have our instruction and reference guide, and this is our quick reference guide, which tells us quickly how to go about setting up and getting sewing. And there's also a sheet here on removing the bobbin and checking specialty stitch mode, so all that extra information. Now this machine sews, it has a sort of a hand sewing effect, so it does this sort of stitching here, and this shows you just some different widths of the stitching, and also it does the traditional Sashiko stitching, and you can see some designs in here. So here we are, so we're going to be able to do all those beautiful designs on our quilts. Now Sashiko doesn't have top threads. Okay, you can see here on the top you have a bobbin winder. You also have a spool holder, and that's for actually doing couching work, and you've got your thread guide. But there's no top threads in this machine. You do all your sewing from the bobbin, so it's only the bobbin thread that gets used. So you can see here, it does, this is the sort of thing it does. It does similar to a hand stitching. And I've done a variety there of different sizes and different widths, different lengths and widths. And you can see here, just done some squares, just playing around with it. Now remember, we've only just got this machine, so we're just playing with it at the moment. And we'll be bringing you tutorials once we get the real hang of it. Now this here is a quilting pattern that we had, and we've just chalked it onto our fabric and then went around it with the Sashiko. It does a really nice effect. I love that look. Okay, so I have my bobbin all threaded up ready to sew, but before we start, I'll just show you these two levers here. This is the lever on this side is for the length of the stitch, and the one on this side is for the space between the stitches. Now you can move these independently of each other, so I could have a long stitch and a small space between, or I can have a long space between and a small stitch. So you can play around with this and get the stitch that you like. I'll start off sewing with them both the same, and then I'll show you what happens once we change them. So I'll just show you how it stitches. Now I'll start with one size, and then I'll make a couple of changes and show you the changes in the stitch. Alright, I'll make the stitch longer and the space between shorter. Now change it round, make the space between longer. So you can see here, this is where the stitch width and the stitch length and the space were the same. Here's where I made the stitch wider or longer and the space smaller, and here's where I made the stitch smaller and the space wider. So we're going to go and have a good play with this now, and we'll bring you some tutorials and videos in the future about how this machine works and what it does. So if you've enjoyed this unboxing, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, and we look forward to seeing you in the future.